Recording na siya. Nakamit ka.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Today we will read individually our answers about to what we are choosing sampling technique from probability and non-probability sampling that we think will best fit to our situation in creating a research.
Hi everyone, this is my research title. The effect of social media on mental health, needed data. Population college students, 18 to 24 years old, mental health educators, and the third, social media content, fourth, social media use. And for the sampling technique, probability technique, 35 random sampling. This ensures a representative sample across different demographics. And the second, probability technique. This allows for quick data collections from easily accessible participants. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So this is my work. Today, I will share with you guys what is the best sampling technique for me if I create situation. So my title is the impact of social media use on academic performance. So in probability technique, I chose stratified random sampling. So this research employs stratified random sampling to ensure diverse representation from various student subgroups and also allowing a comprehensive understanding of social media's impact on students from diverse backgrounds. So the steps that I will take are identifying strata, second is determining the appropriate sample size of each group, and also randomly selecting students from each stratum to create the final sample. So in non-probability sampling, I chose judgment or purposed sampling. So purposed sampling is employed to identify students with unique experiences or perspectives on social media use and academic performance, such as heavy users and academic difficulties. So the following steps that I will do are define criteria, identify suitable participants, and recruit them based on their qualities and experiences, ensuring their voluntary participation and gaining an appropriate consent. Thank you.
For my example is in the Philippines or research in the Philippines, I would utilize stratified random sampling from probability sampling and snowball sampling from non-probability sampling. I choose stratified random sampling from probability sampling because when the population is divided into subgroup or strata based on shared characteristics, and then random samples are drawn from each stratum, and it ensures representation of different subgroups within the population. The steps are, first, identify strata. It divides the population into relevant strata based on characteristics like age, income, educational level, or geographical location. Second, I will determine sample size, decide the overall sample size, and allocate it proportionally to each stratum based on its percentage in the population. Third, random sampling within strata. Within each stratum, it randomly selects individuals using a random number sampling methods. And last, data collection. I will collect data from the selected individuals in each stratum. Why stratified random sampling is the best? Because for me, it ensures that each subgroup within the population is represented proportionally in the sample, preventing bias due to other or underrepresentation of specific groups. For non-probability sampling, I choose snowball sampling because when initial participants are identified, then they are asked to refer other participants to fit the research criteria, and this method is particularly useful for reaching hard-to-reach populations or those with specialized knowledge. The steps are: first, identify initial participants. I will start with a small number of individuals who meet the research criteria, either through existing connection or targeted outreach. Second, referral network. Ask initial participants to recommend other individuals who fit the research criteria. Third, expand the sample. Continue the referral process, expanding the sample size as more participants are recommended. And last, data collection. From the recruited participant through interviews, survey, or other methods. Why snowball sampling is the best? Because for me, it is effective for assessing populations that are difficult to identify or contact through traditional sampling methods like marginalized communities or individuals with specific knowledge or skills. Thank you.
So my supposed data sampling is the impact of office management practices on employee productivity in small and medium enterprises. So the data needed is demographic information, office management practices, and employee productivity metrics. So the sampling technique in probability sampling is simple random sampling. So this method will be used to select employees from different small medium enterprises in the region. It ensures that each employee has an equal chance of being selected for providing a representative sample. So the steps for probability sampling, which is random sampling, is define the population, assign numbers, random selection, and collect data. So why it suits best? It provides a fair and unbiased sample, allowing me to generalize results to the entire population of small, medium enterprises. So for non-probability sampling is convenience sampling. So this will be used for initial pilot testing by collecting data from employees who are readily available, like peers nearby small, medium enterprises, to refine the survey instruments. So my steps for non-probability sampling, which is convenience sampling, is find accessible participants, and number 2, to collect data. So it quickly gather information through surveys or interviews. So why it suits best? Because convenience sampling is fast and practical, especially when the time or resources are limited. Thank you.
So for my research, I would choose simple random sampling from probability and convenience sampling from non-probability sampling would be my choices for my research. Simple random sampling is a basic probability sampling method can be applied in a variety of scenarios since ensures every member of the population is equally selected. So here are the steps. First is clearly identify the population that my research is aimed at as in order to define it. Second, compile a complete list of all members of the population. Third, utilize a random number generator to choose the required number of people from the list. Fourth is send out invitation to those who were picked at random by the random number generator to take part in the study. So, why simple random sampling is the best for me? Simple random sampling ensures high representativeness and minimize bias in a sample selection, allowing for data analysis and population-wide inferences using statistical techniques. Next is non-probability sampling. Convenience sampling. Participants in convenience sampling are chosen according to their availability and pace of access. So here are the steps in convenience sampling. First is determine who is readily available to engage in the research by identifying accessible participants. Second is recruit participants, make contact with these people, and extend an invitation to take part in the research. Third is gather from the recruited participants using appropriate methods. So, why this method suits me best is that it is a fast and economical way to collect data, especially when time and resources are at premium. It may offer insightful preliminary data that enhance subsequent investigation. That's all lang.
Good morning, everyone. My title of the research is about probability sampling methods. Sampling techniques are methods used to select a subset of individuals or items from a larger population for the purpose of conducting research or analysis. The goal is to obtain a representative sample that reflects the characteristic of the entire population. Here are some common sampling techniques. Probability sampling. Each member of the population has a known chance of being selected. Simple random sampling. Every individual has an equal chance of being chosen. System sampling. Selecting every individual from a list. Stratified sampling. Dividing the population into subgroup or strata and randomly sampling from each. Cluster sampling, dividing the problem population into clusters, randomly selecting some clusters and then sampling all or a portion of individuals within those clusters. Non-probability sampling, not all members have a chance of being included. Convenience sampling, selecting individuals who are easiest to reach. Judgmental sampling, selecting an individual based on the Wyckoff lens judgment. Snowball sampling, existing studies, subjects recruit future subjects from among their acquaintances. That's all, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My sampling method is simple random sampling. Titled Simple Random Sampling for Barangay Study. So as a student conducting research within your barangay, simple random sampling is the most straightforward and unbiased method to gather representative data. Steps for implementation. First is define the population. Second, determine the sample size. Third, create a sampling frame. Fourth, use a random number generator. 5, select the participants. And 6, collect data. Why I choose this method and suits me the best. First is because of its simplicity, unbiased and fair, efficiency, and scalability. By choosing simple random sampling, you ensure that your study is both scientifically valid and manageable given your resources and position as a student researcher. In my non-probability sampling, a sampling method is convenient sampling. Title is Convenient Sampling for Barangay Study on Student Engagement and Well-being. So, convenient sampling is non-probability sampling technique where participants are selected based on their availability and proximity. Steps for implementation. First is define the population. Second, select accessible participants. 3. Create and distribute the survey or the questionnaire. 4. Collect data from available participants. And 5th, analyze the data. Thank you.
The title of the research that I want to study is Analyzing Participants' Diversity. The need data are population characteristics, demographics, age, gender, income, education, target population, stratification criteria, sample sizes for each stratum, diversity data within each stratum, number of participants per group, and probability sampling. I choose stratified sampling because the method of this will help my work to be quick when I'm to perform research. This allows for capturing the effect of differences in responses from each subgroup by dividing the population into strata, such as age groups or departments in a study on leadership and employee performance. The non-probability sampling I choose quota sampling because it allows for weaker non-random sampling that still ensures that inclusion of key groups, making it ideal when time and resources are limited, but subgroup representation is crucial. Quota sampling ensures that important groups are included in this study, be it employees who are younger or belonging to specific departments, irrespective of the admissibility of a full process randomization process. That's all. Thank you.
That's all for today. Thank you so much.